Hey folks, how you doing? It's Black Friday, but I'm not participating. I'm staying the hell away from the stores today. Believe me, this. I just find the whole way that we go about enticing one another through advertising. I find it very insulting to my intelligence. Very insulting. I'm not a lemming. I'm not a damn sheep. I just really. I want to share some more music, and I want to just again say that yes, the vibe is just wonderful in the vinyl community. It always is, but I will chime in and say once again that yeah, it's real special and important to me to find like-minded music lovers who are all over the map and outside of the mainstream. Not to say that the mainstream has nothing to offer, and here's what I want to say. Last night, one of my highlights of Thanksgiving was watching the Bad at 25 special about Michael Jackson last night. I can only speak for myself. Michael Jackson is, he was something above and beyond. He was truly a phenomenal person. And I don't play Michael Jackson records. I have some. I saw Michael Jackson in concert. It was history. It really was. It was historic. It was amazing. I was not disappointed. When they got to the remembrance part last night, did I cry? I sure did. Didn't really know that I would. But as I watched the footage of Michael, it is hard to believe that someone that amazing and dynamic is dead. And I forget who said it, but someone said that his death is an indictment of the rest of us, and I agree. Especially the music industry, the entertainment industry. So with that in mind, I want to move along and vibe along with my brothers and sisters. I caught your message, Sara. Yeah, we both could use more Italian Prog, lots more. But I'm going to vibe a little bit with Dave and Chris, John Coltrane 68. And I see this morning that Big Star 1000 has a new video up. I will check yours out after I'm done with mine. I want to play something for you because again, I have all kinds of music, and I really do truly forget what I have. Here's something that was burned for me by a friend because I don't want to buy the CD, and I don't know if I could find this on vinyl. It's a Norwegian artist by the name of Terje Eisungsut. Iceman is. Now what we have here is, you really can't see much here. This man has pioneered making music with ice. Literally constructing instruments with ice. Just listen to a little bit of this. This is really beautiful. And I'll show you some records, but just check this out. That's ice in the human voice. This man says that, in his studies of his craft, he's discovered columns of ice that can, when you hit them, can resonate for 15 seconds. That's amazing. Terje Eisung said, I will write the name below so you, in case you're interested. Wonderful. Wonderful. And the horns are made of ice. You actually hear horns on here, and those horns are made of ice. Look them up on the internet. Awesome. So yeah, Prog and Jazzman, thank you for busting out your records. You are indeed showing some records that I've been wanting to see, that you don't see. That when I see them on sale, they're between $150 and $350, $400, like that Aardvark and Galliard, and some of the other ones you showed, just fantastic. It's like, you know, Aardvark is a perfect example of something. Well, I just got to have something, so I burned it. You know, if it's just right here, I'll show it. Not that I need to, because you show. Yeah, it's like I had to have something. But yeah, the Dereck label. If I was rich, that's what I would collect. I would collect everything on Dereck. Everything. Fantastic label of the 60s and 70s out of England, Dereck. With that in mind, I want to show not specifically just English prog, because that's the thing. It's like we all have our idiosyncrasies, and that's what I noticed. It's like John Coltrane 68 will show his take on it, and then someone else will show their take on it. And it's not so much a take, but it's like your idiosyncrasy as far as what you are as a listener. So I'm going to show some English prog mixed in with some other stuff that I just want to show. With that in mind, I want to go over here and say that I consider this guy. Let me get these right quick. When we talk about English prog rock, in my opinion, someone that needs to be included, who I consider quintessential English prog, is Jack Bruce. And I'm dead serious about this. Jack Bruce is one of the finest English progressive rock musicians they ever produced. Here's proof. Songs for a Tailor. Here's proof. Sorry about the glare, it's the morning light. Songs for a Tailor. Take a listen, and that's all that it'll take, okay? Harmony Row as well. Amazing. This is one of my, for the longest time, this was the record I wanted played at my funeral. Folk song. So beautiful. Out of the Storm. This is still good. Sorry about the light. Okay, it's all the sunlight. I don't want to close the window. It's the morning. I love it. One more, House Tricks. This is still good too, guys. Not straight up prog, but you'll know what I mean when you hear Jack. Jack is the man, okay? Some records I want to vibe with folks. Yeah, Beggar's Opera. Heck yeah, Beggar's Opera. And the guitar player, Tony Gardner, I believe is his name. Ricky Gardner. I guested on with David Bowie. I think it was during the Low Trilogy. One of those albums he's on. Love this album. Waters of Change. Love this album. I know you're just scratching the surface, Dave. I'm going to address you several times. I can see by what you're showing that you are scratching the surface. And please, don't hesitate to show some of those records that you think no one either would be interested in or knows. Those are the ones I want to really see. Morgan, Brownout. It's just, this is really excellent. There's a connection to Queen. This singer of this band, Tim Stafford, I believe is his name, was in the band. Oh, what was the name of it? It was the band that Brian May started before he met Freddie Mercury. That's who sings on this album. Nova Solace, even better by Morgan. Well, I'm gonna have to remember this about all this light. Let me see if I turn this. Nah. Okay, so if any of these records are of interest to you folks and you can't really see what I'm showing, look them up online because you can find all this to look at. My copy is beat, but I have Quatermass. I wanted to show that to Dave. He has that reissue version that Jeff Recordman 1958 has. Jeff, you need to get your ass back on here. That's enough of this bullshit now. Start your channel back up and get back on here and talk to us. I'm dead serious. I know you're watching, Jeff. Why? Why are you holding out on us, man? You know you want to be here. And we want you here. I know you, Jeff, even though I don't. I do. You need to come back. We need you, buddy. Quatermass. And this is a great album. Stomps. Peter Robinson, the keyboardist who's done everything. Johnny Gustafson on bass. Everyone from, what, Atomic Rooster to Roxy Music. And I've just had to settle for this. You know, I found it years ago, and I have yet to see an original in good shape that I could afford. Of course, we will mention the band that John Coltrane 68 loves to hate. Gentle Giant. Messing with you, Chris. This is the band that they were before they became Gentle Giant. Simon Dupree and the Big Sound, Without Reservations. On Tower. And there's really not much indication that this is what this band is going to become Gentle Giant. Not too much, except for like the single Kites, which is not on here. I do have it. I liked it. That's pop, paisley pop to me. But yeah, it's the Shulman brothers here. The nucleus of Gentle Giant here. Arthur Brown's Kingdom Come. I absolutely agree. They use that Bentley Rhythm Ace and come up with some amazing songs that still sound space age. This is the US version of the album that he showed. God damn that light. Galactic Zoo Dossier is one that I'm missing. And here's just Kingdom Come. I love this cover. On Polydor. This is original. My version of Khan's Space Shanty is on a French label, Kingdom. I used to have the Dereck and sold it years ago. As I was commenting to Dave, I bought records before I knew what they were and really appreciated them. Like, for example, as a teenager, I had Titus Grown and Mighty Baby. I found them as cutouts for like 50, 70 cents, you know. At the time, what I was looking for, and I was just a kid, and I was looking for something, they didn't fit. And so I had gold before I realized what I had. A lot of records like that. Space Shiny is fantastic. I understand what you mean about this. There is about a 2-minute passage of this album on side 2 that makes it worth it. But mostly, I agree with you. This is academic. It's cold. But still, if you find this is a must-have. And for the 2-minute part that I'm talking about on the second to the last track, For Absent Friends, makes it worth it for the entire album. It is pure Canterbury love. That 2-minute passage, maybe you know what I'm talking about when you think about it. On side 2. It makes the whole album worth it. I want to give props to Curved Air. I think they're great. A lot of people think they're hit and miss, and they are. But I love them. I love them. Okay, now this is one that I'll endeavor to switch to because prog. Here's their second album. Prog rock is definitely the sort of music that can leave you completely cold. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with that. I understand how some people think it's pretentious crap, and some of it is. But so what? I like it. We're going to play some of the second album. Yeah. Some of this stuff is just about wretched, you know. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the good stuff. So listen a little bit of this. I like that a lot. I can also see why someone could hear it and say, that's crap. That's fine. The second album. I showed this, Air Conditioning, their first album. One of the first commercial picture discs of the rock era. They made picture discs way back at the beginning of making records. Air Cut with Eddie Jobson and Stuart Copeland, who went on to join the Police after this. Curved Air Live. Thank you, Jeff Recordman, for this. Phantasmagoria. Uneven, but the side 2, the end of side 2, the long track, spooky. Very cool. Now, this is not a English band per se, it's kind of an international band, but I don't hear people talk about them, and I think I think people have missed out on something, maybe. Esperanto, Last Tango. Now, not this album. This album is okay. I think this is the second album. This one's okay, but the one that I recommend is Danse Macabre. This is badass. This is one of my favorite prog albums, period. And I never hear anyone talking about this. Esperanto, Danse Macabre. This is killer. Keith Christmas is one of the guest vocalists on here. The Malison brothers. Some of these people have background that doesn't come to mind right away, but I highly recommend this album. Danse Macabre. Seriously. I'm not going to switch now. This is a quiet album. This is one I just... This is something that people don't know about. This is amazing. The Enid, yeah. I love the Enid. In the Region of Summer Stars with Robert John Godfrey. I'd love to find that Robert John Godfrey album you have. This is some really, really subtle, very classically oriented, beautiful music. Salome, or however you say it, the Enid. Airy Fairy Nonsense. Once again, one that I can thank my brother Jeff, Recordman 1958, for helping me find this. More jazz rock than prog, but they don't get mentioned and they have some good music. More jazz rock than prog rock. Some of their jams go on too long, I'll tell you that right now. But this is a band, don't pass them up if you see them, especially for cheap. This is probably my favorite by them, If Squared. This one really came together. And then their third album. This is the last good one in my opinion. The ones after this are kind of, I think, are shitty. I like this cover too. I think you can still come across these like the Flash albums. I think you can. I just have this double of Steamhammer. This is their first two albums put together in one on Green Brain with Louis Senemo on bass. Yeah, this is good stuff. I'll show right quick. Love the Brain label. When I bought this record, I knew that it was more blues rocky than I wanted, but it was on Green Brain. I bought it. I'm not sorry I did. Now, speaking of that, here's a band that's not hardly prog, but I have great admiration and love for the leader of the band and the singer. Sensational Alex Harvey Band. Tomorrow Belongs to Me. My favorite song by them is Vambo, of course. That's their big one. I don't have it on vinyl, but this is the band that I think just Alex Harvey was amazing as a singer and a performer and band leader. And just wanted to mention him as someone that if you don't know about Alex Harvey Band, just wanted to check out. Sob Stories. Sensational Alex Harvey Band. There's the Immortal Gem Import sticker. I recommend checking out this band, folks. Some of you folks that are more into R&B will like this. And the Penthouse tapes. Very good band. Very, very good band. Zal Clemenson always had the white-faced clown. He was a character. Great guitar player. Great foil for Alex Harvey on stage. I think this deserves mention when you talk about Prog. Flaming Youth, Arc 2. With good old Phil Collins on drums and vocals. I heard this before I heard Genesis. I heard Phil Collins before I heard Genesis. Matter of fact, I owned this before I owned Genesis. Found this as a cutout when I was maybe 15 years old. And I like it enough that I've kept it all this time on the Uni label. I just wanted to show these because these are very collectible. I just looked them up online to see how much Egg is going for. 155, 200, 300 bucks for these. This is an original Civil Surface. Love this band. Canterbury for sure. Oh, are you kidding? Polite Force on Dereck? I got it, baby. And this is just some of the best. Got another long one here, guys. Here's my Egg on Dereck, my English version on Dereck Nova. There's a very collectible version of this where the Stravinsky part has not been removed from Symphony No. 2. This one it has been, so the real collectible one still has the Stravinsky part on it. And the way to find out is movement 3 on there. As you see here, it's movement 1, movement 2, and then movement 4. They removed movement 3. So if you've got movement 3, you've got a $500 to a $1,000 album. Here's my original English version of Egg, which I got as a kid and just played to death. No, I almost sold this years ago. I'm so glad I thought twice of it. This is not Prog, but it's English. And this is a fantastic folk rock album. Alan Davies, Day Do. He played with Cat Stevens. The song on my album, Dereck 2, Little Black Dog, is an interpretation of the song Old Bourbon off of here. And I say it like that because when I wrote Little Black Dog, I had forgotten about this song. I literally, when I heard it again, I said, oh, I didn't write it. Well, I did, but I didn't. Fantastic folk rock, Dando Shaft. This is awesome. I have a couple albums, and this is on the very, very, very collectible RCA Neon label. Chris McGregor's Brotherhood of Breath have a very collectible album on this label. RCA Neon, that's that side and then this side. Very collectible. If you ever see anything on RCA Neon, grab it. I don't have the original Cressidas. Those are very expensive now. Hundreds. I have the music, but man, I'd love to have a Cressida album of the first two. I forget who gave this to me in the vinyl community, but this was sent to me. Trapped in Time, Cressida, The Lost Tapes. This is a posthumous release. This is all I have on vinyl by Cressida. I have the other two on burn. Yeah, lovely band. And then this is folk, but this is fantastic. Andrew Cronshaw, Wade in the Flood. This is on Transatlantic. I just had to show this. This is so good. Because I wonder if anybody else knows about it. 25 minutes. Jeez, it's like I was just started talking too. I'm loving the vinyl community. As soon as this is done uploading, I'm going to watch Big Star 1000.